Sorry? Okay, hold on, we don't have translation, hold on.
Kijken. Zo zeg je dat even. Mijn ogen zijn klaar.
3 minutes? Okay, 3 minutes. Okay. No, we don't have translation. Wait. The translation is remote translation from Moscow. The translation comes from Moscow. We're just connecting 2 minutes.
English on channel 1. Can you hear English on channel 1?
Yeah.
Er wordt verbinding gemaakt met Moskou voor de vertaling.
Okay, we ready? Translation in Moscow?
We're connecting with Moscow for the translation.
Yep, okay. So first question here.
Bonjour Lukaku, je m'appelle Fernando Valek-Jubar, j'écris pour le journal Metro du Brésil. Explique-nous votre excellente Coupe du Monde et comment vous préparez pour affronter une défense solide et dure comme les Brésiliens.
Why you're playing such a great World Cup and how are you going to overcome this strong Brazilian defense? What's the key to success here?
Bien préparé en tant qu'équipe. On avait un système de jeu qu'on a.
Well, we prepared thoroughly as a team. We have a system that we've been putting into place for 2 years now. And as individuals, I think we've also improved. So right now everything is going smoothly, but tomorrow will be really put to the test because we're going to play against the best team of the tournament, the favorite. So for us, it's definitely going to be a good test to see where we stand as a team.
Ja, ik ben Bert Maldering van de Nederlandse televisie. En ik ben erg blij dat ik nu in
Maldering, Dutch television. And I'm really glad to be able to speak Dutch for a change. I have 2 questions and I'd like 2 answers. You've had a number of opportunities against Japan. You were very important. The winning goal came from you. You made a hole for Meunier. The pass, Shatley scores. Actually, so it's in part your own goal. Do you agree? Secondly, afterwards, you were in a circle of people, including other players as well. What did you say at that point?
Ik zag Thomas lopen en ik dacht van als ik
Well, I saw Thomas run and I thought if I stay in this position,
Thomas zou eigenlijk verhinderen
I would actually obstruct Thomas or prevent him from moving into the field. So I went to the inside and I thought Kevin would push through to the center, but then I saw somebody behind me, the ball went to Thomas, and I thought, if I kick now and defense blocks off the ball, everybody will be angry with me. So I let it pass and Nasser scored. Question not understood, sorry. Answer, not really. When you're centre forward, you think differently, but I was very happy for the team because the team is the main thing, not the individual. Question number 2?
Ja, ik zei ook tegen de jongens voor de wedstrijd en na de wedstrijd zei ik tegen de jongens dat in het leven niets gemakkelijk is. Dat je als je iets wilt bereiken, dat je er altijd voor moet vechten. En de wedstrijd tegen Japan was eigenlijk een teken daarvan.
And the game
We moeten vechten
against
tot de laatste
Japan
minuut, tot de laatste seconde.
was a sign of that. We had to fight until the last second to win, and I wanted that message to pass to the players.
Romelu, bonjour. Ebi Brouzaki, RTBF. Est-ce que c'est pas peut-être le match le plus important de ta vie ou l'un des plus importants?
Is this going to be the most important match of your life? Is it the time to strike the iron while it's hot?
Non, pas vraiment. Je pense que si on a l'opportunité de gagner le match de demain, je pense que
I don't think so. I think that if we win tomorrow's match, the match after that will be even more important, won't it?
Sera un match de référence parce que c'est
So I think tomorrow it'll be a benchmark because we're playing against the favorites, and it'll definitely be a test to see where we stand as a team. We're going to go onto the pitch, we're going to go trying to win, obviously, but we know it won't be easy, but we have enough quality to make the difference.
Romelu, goedenavond. Peter van den van Sporza.
Ja.
Romelu, good evening.
Het resultaat
This is Sporza.
en of de prestatie bepalen
The
die
result,
voor jou persoonlijk en voor de
performance.
Of we dit een geslaagde wereldbeker mogen noemen of niet.
That's important for you and the Belgian team. Can we at any rate call this a successful operation? Well, as a player, of course, you want to go as far as you possibly can. And we know that tomorrow is a huge test for us. But if you want to get the most out of it, you have to make sure that you succeed in a match like the one we have tomorrow. We have to win. Everybody says, yeah, you should come in second, you should come in second. But if you look at the European Championships in 2016, for example, we had the same route more or less as England now, and things went wrong straight away. Now focus has to remain until the end. We'll meet hard opponents all round from now on. Not that the others will be less difficult, but this one is against possibly the favourite of the tournament. And after that, if we go through, there'll be another top team. So for us as a team, it's very important to assess how far we are exactly as a team.
Romelu, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Alan Marchal du journal L'Avenir, une question en français.
Alan Marchal from L'Avenir.
Voilà, tout simplement, la dernière action que tu as faite lors du match contre le Japon a été encensée, notamment pour ta course. Est-ce que finalement, réussir ce genre d'action et réussir à offrir le but à Nasser et le but de la victoire en plus, est-ce que c'est finalement pas plus beau que d'inscrire toi-même ce but? Et est-ce qu'aujourd'hui, tu n'as pas l'impression que c'est aussi ce qui permet un peu de faire taire les critiques par rapport à tes performances contre les grandes équipes, par exemple?
J'étais vraiment très content avec l'action collective, franchement, du début jusqu'à la fin. C'était vraiment un beau but. Voilà, comme on sait le faire en équipe nationale en contre-attaque.
It's great to
je pense qu'on doit continuer comme ça et vraiment penser au collectif. Si quelqu'un est dans une meilleure position que soi-même, c'est mieux de donner la passe à l'autre joueur pour qu'il puisse qualifier l'équipe. Et voilà, c'est comme ça que moi je pense. Voilà, j'espère que ça va nous ramener à notre but.
And I hope that's going to take us far.
Goeiedag Romelu, Goeiedag voor het nieuwsblad in België.
Hello Romelu, Nieuwsblad, Belgium. Everybody says Brazilium is actually the strongest team in the tournament. They have very few weak points. Which weak points do you see, if any?
Zwakke punten bij Brazilië.
Weaknesses in Brazil.
Niet echt, ik denk
Not really.
dat ze offensief heel sterk zijn.
Offensively, they're very strong. They've got 4 players that can make the difference. They have good box-to-box people that are quite dangerous. Defensively, then, I believe they can be taken, but the way in which will have to vary. You can't attack in the same manner all the time because from time to time, 3 out of 4 are really experienced defenders, so you have to know exactly how to attack. We've trained for that yesterday and today, and we're well prepared.
Good evening, Marco Belo, Rádio Transamérica Brazil. A question in Portuguese. Romelu, I would like to know what you think about Neymar, because in Brazil we call him skillful, and the international press is calling him an actor. What do you think about that? Is he more skillful or more of an actor?
Skillful.
To me, he's not an actor, because the players that play against him, they're tougher, because he has qualities which are out of the ordinary, and I think that Neymar in the future will be the best player in the world, and I'm very happy that I'll be playing against him for the second time, and that's it.
Bonjour Milou.
Christophe Rankin, la dernière heure. Didier Drogba a dit que la différence se ferait grâce à toi, que la Belgique pouvait battre le Brésil si tu étais en forme. Donc deux questions. Est-ce que tu es en forme et qu'est-ce qu'il voulait dire par là?
Ça se voit dans le chauffeur comme maintenant.
That's my question. Are you fit? And what does that actually mean in his words? Answer, yes. Well, can't you see that I'm fit? Of course. I think that everybody knows that Didier Drogba is a bit of a big brother to me. He's a person who has helped me from when I arrived in England. And we have a very special and close relationship. He demands a lot of me because he knows that I have the potential to do big things. And I understand exactly where he's coming from, and now I need to prove my worth on the field.
Bonjour Romelu,
Bonjour.
Emiliano Bonfili pour RTL.
Afternoon,
Romelu, ça fait longtemps que la Belgique démarre en outsider un match. Souvent on attend, vous êtes les favoris et souvent on attend monts et merveilles. Est-ce que ça change quelque chose pour vous le fait de démarrer comme outsider? Est-ce que ça enlève un peu de pression?
In this specific match, do you think that the fact that you're an underdog removes some of the pressure? Answer. No, well, I think we're always playing with a lot of pressure, even if we are seen as underdogs. We always have to deal with a lot of pressure, but I think we manage it quite well. And I think that in tomorrow's match, we'll have to savor the game and do as much as we can for our country and to try to win the match and go as far as possible in this World Cup.
Okay, thank you.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Roberto Martinez, Belgium's national coach. If you have any questions, raise your hand and wait for the microphone.
I don't know, can I ask in Spanish or no? Oh, okay. Well, Roberto, this is Jorge Perez from Agencia EFE. Nice to meet you. Sorry, this is the first question, but there's been some rumors in Spain about maybe you taking charge of the Spanish national team in the future. And I would like to know, I'm sorry about this question, but I would like to know if that is a job that will attract you in the future, if you would like, if you in the future would like to take the reins of the national squad, if there was a dream job for you, etc., etc.
Yeah. No. Good afternoon, all. I understand your question, and that's your job, and you have to do it. I think now the only thing that matters is a quarterfinal in the World Cup, and if you look for a game that you want to play in the World Cup, is Brazil. I think Brazil deserves every single adjective that you want to find in world football in terms of the excitement, the quality, the winning mentality that they have in this tournament. So, as you can imagine, the only thing that matters now is Brazil and the quarterfinals, and try to perform as well as we can.
Afiri from beIN Sports. Yeah. People in Morocco are very proud of Chadli and Fellaini and happy with their contributions, and also Moroccans in Belgium. And it seems you have no more supporters in Morocco than in Belgium itself. What's your comment about that?
Well, I think we are extremely proud of Nasser and Marwan as well, and they deserve to be ambassadors of football, and they are represented worldwide. I think their performances, they've been incredible, not just in a football level. I think they've been very interesting on what they brought technically and tactically, but I think they're two players that they are winners, survivors, they are fighters. I think for me they are an example for any young player that he wants to play the game and any young person that he wants to face adversity in life. So for us, we're very, very proud of the diversity that we have in the squad, and I feel that that's probably the biggest strength that we have as a football team in Belgium. And clearly, the two names that you mentioned are perfectly models in that respect.
Before we take the next question, photographers, thank you. Here.
Coach, Fernando Callas from the Arihuasi in Spain. Yesterday, company had the same argument that, you know, like always Brazil is the favorite, Brazil is the favorite. Now Lukaku, Brazil is the favorite. You saying Brazil is the favorite. But Belgium has the best attack on the competitions. You guys have Lukaku, Hazard, Courtois, some of the best players in the world. My question is Belgium afraid of assuming the position of being a strong team and a favorite team against a team against Brazil?
No. I think the difference is clear. I don't think it's a difference. The two sides are very similar in terms of the qualities that we have. I think you're very right in describing the talent that we have in the squad. The difference is that we haven't won a World Cup. That's as simple as that. So when you go into a tournament that you haven't got the know-how of winning a tournament, you cannot have an advantage on the opponent. Brazil, what they bring is the expectation. They know how to win World Cups. They've done it more than any other nations. So they've got that psychological barrier out of the way. So you can understand that we need to be a team that will respect immensely Brazil because of what they achieved. And of course, we want to win, and we're going to try to win. That doesn't mean that we're not going to accept the role of trying to challenge. But the reality is that Brazil have, apart from the technical, the tactical, and all the talent in the squad, they got the know-how and the mentality of knowing what it takes to win a World Cup.
Roberto, Rory Smith from the New York Times. We've seen quite a lot of penalties this tournament given for holding in the box from corners and set pieces. I just wondered, has that changed what you're telling your players to do, either for attacking or defending set pieces?
Yeah, clearly I think that's been a big aspect of the BEL. It's something that I think has been a real benefit to the game. You don't want to see that sort of behavior on the pitch. We all understand that this is a sport of contact. There is a very big difference when you're wrestling a player and you're stopping a player for trying to score a football, or trying to score a goal. So I think, yes, the reason is that because VAR now has got a real help towards the referee, and that sort of behavior in the box is going to be punished, and rightly so. Not really, no. I think what you are is very aware that you need to be a little bit more clever with your marking and being very careful with the contact. Now is not one of those situations that only when the ball is around you, you're going to be seen. Now you're going to be checked in every single marking situation in the box. And I think that's what we want to see. We want to see goals. We want to see excitement. I think the BAI has brought that part of the game is help the attacking play, is help seeing goals, and I think that's a real advantage of the VAR.
Roberto, Jim White from the Daily Telegraph. Your substitutions against Japan had dramatic effect. Bring on Fellaini and Chadli. Is there a chance that Plan B might become Plan A tomorrow?
Paul, I think the overall message is that when you are in a competition like the World Cup, you cannot rely just on 11 players. And I think what's important is that in our squad, every outfield player has started a game in the World Cup, which is a big advantage. Believe me when I say that when you come to a World Cup, the first time you're stepping onto the pitch, this is a difficult moment to become yourself. You need to get through that moment in order to be able to be yourself. And I think that's the way we're approaching the game tomorrow. It's about everyone being ready, everyone ready to contribute. The biggest strength that we have in our squad is that we got different ways of attacking, different ways of using our players. And that's something that is important, that the mentality of the player is ready to do that. I think the substitutions against Japan goes down to the mentality of the player being ready to make an impact. And if we want to be successful tomorrow, we'll need the same approach.
Hi, Coach. Christoph Lieberlo, Belang van Limburg, in the front here. Hi. I have two questions. The first is, what's going to be the most important tomorrow evening, tactics or courage? The second one is, what feeling do you get when you see the color yellow?
Well, I think when we see the color yellow, we're very proud. We know the celebrations back in Belgium. We've been very aware. And now we're looking forward to the game, the quarterfinal, and we're looking forward to be excited to see Brazil in front of us. I think the most important aspect tomorrow will be to be able to play the quarterfinal. We shouldn't play Brazil. We shouldn't be in awe of the opportunity that we have. It's important that we give real naturality, that we are obsessed with the performance, that we are trying to be perfect with what we're trying to do, but being able to enjoy our game. If we can do that, I think then our talent always shows. But that's the important aspect tomorrow, is that we can be ourselves when we are on the pitch.
Roberto, Steven de Voer, the Standaard in Belgium. If you hear what I've done today, if you meet Brazilian fans and even talk to some of the journalists, you start wondering whether there is not one big tool that you could use that is underestimation by the opposing team, because Brazilians seem to be incredibly confident about this game. Is that something you can use as a coach and use in the game?
Not really. I think there are many games that you need any sort of motivation, and you're looking for any aspects that they could give you an extra way of preparing the game. I think when you are in the quarterfinals of the World Cup facing Brazil, you don't need extra motivation. We know why we're here. We know how hard we've been working now for 2 years. I feel that the group is ready. I feel that the mentality is right. I feel that we are confident. So all it matters now is to be able to be ourselves on the pitch. Anything else, I don't think we need to get any extra messages or any extra motivation. I think it's the only game probably as a player that you're going to be involved that you don't need motivation.
Cosme Rimoli, do Brasil.
Cosme Rimoli from Brazil.
Então, exatamente o contrário. O Tite acabou de dar uma entrevista dizendo que
exactly the opposite. Tite just gave an interview saying that they see Belgium as a great opponent, that you're a great coach. It's going to be a great tactical duel. What do you think of the tactical duel between you and Tite, two modern coaches, and the Mexican coach really badmouths Neymar after the match? How do you see Neymar, please?
Well, I think we share the views. We respect immensely this Brazilian side and Tite as a coach and his work that he's done. And I'll repeat myself, the games are not for coaches. The games are for players. And as a coach, you have to help your players to be able to be on the pitch and be themselves. And we're looking forward to see that. I think the individual talent tomorrow is quite a big weapon of both teams. We rely on individual talent, we rely on 1v1 situations, we rely on being able to score goals, both. We rely on open play football. We're not a team that we rely on keeping clean sheets or trying to be defensively strong. Tomorrow you have to be perfect when you defend, but we rely on what we can do on the ball, on open play, which is the same as Brazil. And in that case, Neymar is one of the biggest exponents on that. Technical footballer with a decisive 1v1 situation. So we'll have to be very, very aware that we keep him quiet and we can allow our players to have a bigger role in the game. But a lot of respect. From Belgium, you will only get respect towards Brazil and Brazilian football and what Tite is achieving with his team.
Good evening, Roberto. Everybody's been talking, the players, you said it, the vice president said it, it might be an historic moment. It's the game of their life, it's the game they've been preparing for 2 or 4 or 8 years. Stepping into the World Cup, we noticed that some players were a bit, I wouldn't say anxious, but they were nervous. It was the first time in the World Cup, so it affected perhaps the game in the first half against Panama. Is it possible that the occasion tomorrow, and the grandeur of the occasion, might affect players as well in the beginning, that they might be stressed or whatever? Are you afraid of it? Is that possible? Or do you think, no, they've grown in this tournament, they'll be self-confident? There's no question about that.
Well, obviously, I think there's a very good thought. It is a big occasion, and you cannot hide it. If you hide it, you're a little bit of a stupid person. It is a big occasion, but we've been working so hard to get in this occasion that I think the players are ready now to be able to be themselves and almost to learn from the previous 4 games. I agree with you, the first game, you carry a little bit of expectation, a little bit of pressure if you want. Now we grew into the tournament, and then we showed the mentality against Japan that not many squads can show at international football to overcome a 2-goal deficit over 90 minutes in the World Cup. I think you need to go back to 1966. So there is something special in this squad. There's no doubt about it. So I feel that the signs, they've been positive. The signs are of a real desire of being on the football pitch. And we can't wait to be there. So I feel that we are as ready as we'll ever be. The 4 games have been challenging. They've been what we needed. And then in the previous 2 years, I think we've been working towards this moment.
Ik ben nog steeds van de Nederlandse televisie en praat nog steeds Nederlands.
From the Dutch television, I speak Dutch.
Ja?
I'd like to continue along those lines.
Vindt u zelf niet dat België misschien zichzelf
Don't you think yourselves that Belgium makes itself too small? Because Brazil is made into something really big by everybody. But if you look at how people look at this tournament in Belgium, there are a few fans coming along, and the general mentality is, oh, it's hard, it's going to be hard. Do you have to put in an effort to be optimistic? Is it hard to be optimistic about the game tomorrow?
No, I understand completely your view, but we're not looking at the negative side. We're looking at the opportunity. We're going to be facing a team like Brazil. At this stage, you're not going to face easy games. You're not going to be facing easy opponents. If I'm not wrong, Brazil are number 2 in the world ranking. We are number 3. So we know who we are. We know the magnitude of the game. But I think there is enough experience in the group to know that we have to play the game, and we need to be very basic in performing well. That's the only thing that matters. So I don't think we're going to be in a situation that is different than any other situation that we've been in this tournament. We arrived, we had the pressure to perform straight away, to get the results, and we've been through situations that they've been demanding. Again, when you are against Japan 2-0 down, it doesn't get any tougher than that. So I just think that tomorrow we're prepared to be ready to play our football game. That's all we want to do, play football. Thank you.
Roberto, bonsoir. Joël de Menighetti, l'équipe.
Roberto, a question from
big
l'équipe.
Matches are often opportunities for big players. Do you think Eden Hazard could change the game tomorrow evening? And what do you think about his tournament and the fact that he could be one of the stars of tomorrow evening?
I think Eden has been a real captain. He's been a real leader, and he's been someone that has always been himself. What you love about this sort of temperament is that whatever the scoreline, whatever the opposition, whatever the moment, is always there available to get on the ball and be decisive with what he does. I think his level of the play that he's shown has been of the highest level. He's been decisive in our attacking play, but then he's been a leader in what the group needed to achieve. I think we are a team. It's something that international football is very, very difficult, and he's played a massive part, like any other member on that. But when you are the captain of this group, I think you can see a lot of the captain through the team, and I just feel that when you see Eden Hazard enjoying his football, it makes football to be a very beautiful sport, puts a smile on your face. I think Eden has got that great quality to do when people are watching him.
And the last question here.
Hi, my name is Tamaru from Kyoto News Japan. As you've scored the most goals in this tournament, can you talk about the impact that Thierry Henry has had on your team?
Well, really, really important. Obviously, Thierry Henry brings that know-how, a little bit what we were talking about. He's a member of the staff that is won the World Cup, has won the European Championships. He knows what you feel as a player when you are in that situation, when you see an opportunity, when you have to face the pressure of having to win a game. I think his input in that respect has been very, very important. And then as every member of the technical staff, it's been a really, really good period, and we're still enjoying every day, and he plays a massive part on the day-to-day in our work.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.